Now you've asked what duration should someone remain in service before he can embark onto doing his private business. There are many people who have lots of comments about that issue. But my take on that is that it should always depend on the circumstances that are surrounding you as a person and your future goals and the circumstances under which you are working, the terms under which you are working. I certainly presume that if you are reasonably educated and you are working in a good environment and there are potentials for growth, I think you should expound onto your potential for growth because, we need to serve and serve up to a point where you can really feel professionally empowered. Then you can embark onto another arrangement that you wish. And I think people always get stunned when I say that for me, I've served as a teacher for more than 30 years and uninterrupted. But I don't mean that people should serve without having any side hustle. People should have the side hustle when they are also serving. This is a situation where I'm trying to guide especially the young people these days who really think I'm going to get into a job, I'll work for 2 years, I'll quit and go and start up my own business. You find that a person is a young engineer, has worked with a large or medium-sized organization for 2 years, and he wants to start up his company and then start. You can get it right, that I did it early enough. Possibly that was your right timing. But I think to serve a reasonable period of time, gain enough experience and capital to start up your own enterprise, I think it is timely. I think there is this hype of, we should start our own business. You can't become rich unless when you have your own business, which is being overriding career growth, which at times I really find that one should take a deeper reflection when he's taking that decision to leave his employment to start his own employment. Because you find a young doctor, soon after internship or 1 year, he hasn't even taken round into all, and he has started up a clinic. And the likelihood of this person sometimes being tempted into doing unprofessional things are very high. This cuts across all professions, whether it is engineering or doctors or teachers, name it. Anybody who has just started working, you've just started work with the New Vision as an editor, you already want to be a freelance and you want to be representing the CNN. I know some people are very ambitious. You can do it within the shortest possible time and you succeed, but some other times you really need to gain the experience. Because if we don't do it, then, how will you get the experienced professionals? As I say this, I'm a parent. I have my children. They are in the corporate world. Most of them have worked between 6 to 8 years. But I think due to family values, I've not seen them running around that they want to change their careers and run into business. But they do have side hustles or side businesses. You can still run a successful side hustle when you are also onto your employment. I think I'm a typical example of that. Most people, when you are an employee of somebody, you don't become a billionaire. I've defied that. I'm seated in my office today working, and I've served for over 30 years, moreover into a profession that people really despise. I am a teacher, but I'm a billionaire. And only because of one thing, I have been consistently teaching while also doing business. Now, what the hell that goes into people that you cannot work as a professional and then you also do business is what I don't understand. Maybe the business that they chose. I've never taken a flight to Hong Kong or Dubai to do shopping. Maybe that will affect your profession. But to drive to my country home and do my farming and supervision and tree planting, what the hell does that one take you away from your professional, working? So I do encourage people, those that can, to grow into their profession, grow professionally, and then they can also do many other things. And you will prosper. You know, when you rise and reach a managerial level, CEOs, MDs, then that is when you really feel that it was worth it. I know not everybody will rise up to that rank of the MD, but at any one level that you stop, you can still make it. So I urge people not to rush into running. You know, somebody has gone on Cheo. He's been there for 2 years. He comes back panting, I have made some money, now I want to start my business. Who has told you that you have gone for Cheo for 2 years and you've made enough money to come and start a very successful business? You know, this is the same with other technocrats. Even people who are doing manual jobs, it took me 10 years plus working as an expatriate staff from a high-paying job as a teacher in a top country. But it took me 10 years. But you find someone who has worked for only one contract of 2 years as a maid and is busy telling everybody as he's coming back and to start his own business. I know there are some who went there to get that starting capital the way I did. But it took me 10 years, and I don't mean it will take you 10 years. It can take you 4 years. But that idea of rushing to get out of formal employment because money is into the business world, money is into self-employment, it is 60% true. Most billionaires are into self-employment. But it is also equally true that some principled people have also succeeded when they are into formal employment, and they also accumulate a lot of wealth. I am a living testament of that. I am teaching, but I do run a string of businesses in agriculture that I have steadily done. So I urge you all young people, especially in the corporate world, pick onto a passion that will not distort your working environment. You continue working into your corporate world, grow through the ranks, as you're also having a side hustle. Most people go into real estate, but you know at a stage, where would you get the money for real estate? Extensive borrowing. Some other have family support. Please use it as we grow the professionalism. We are not going to be hiring all top executives in our companies here in Uganda, all coming from abroad. I can tell you the hotel industry is literally entirely dominated by our neighbors from Kenya. You know, the tour and the travel. I can tell you many other areas, including the national carrier. It had to import someone because probably the nationals are not patient enough to pursue their career for a reasonable period of time. How do you see a man who has taught for 33 years and he has a lot of wealth without stealing? Because I teach here, and today, shortly here, I'm going to drive to my farm and check onto my cows and trees and banana plantations and the rest. So choose the right fitting for you. If you are rushing, please go ahead. You might get it lucky. But this message today is to urge people to stay into their career for a reasonable period of time so that they can build the required expertise, probably to start their own businesses or even continue within their careers, but also prosper in other side incomes. Thank you.